Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In today's video, we'll be diving deep into the 2024 sci-fi thriller Lumina. The movie opens with a lively party at a grand mansion, filled with chatter and the clinking of glasses. Alex, Rupert Lazarus, the host, seems at ease, surrounded by his friends and guests. His new girlfriend, Tatiana, Eleanor Williams, stands by his side while his ex, Delilah, Andrea Tibidar, adds a touch of tension to the mix. The atmosphere is carefree until a strange series of power outages disrupt the night. The lights flicker, and a weird glow fills the sky outside, catching everyone's attention. Suddenly, in an inexplicable burst of fire, Tatiana disappears, leaving only chaos and confusion behind. The party turns into a frantic search for answers, as Alex becomes determined to uncover the truth about what happened to her. This marks the beginning of a dangerous journey, where nothing is what it seems, and the line between reality and the supernatural begins to blur. Let's get started. The movie opens with a lavish party at an expansive, ultra-modern mansion, the kind that's typically associated with the affluent elite. The atmosphere is lively but shallow, filled with superficial conversations and empty pleasantries. It's immediately clear that the guests are more interested in the trappings of wealth and status than in any meaningful interactions. This environment sets the stage for what's to come, a journey that will take these characters into an entirely different world, one where nothing is as it seems, and danger lurks at every turn. At the center of this social gathering is Alex, Rupert Lazarus, the host of the evening. While Alex is surrounded by guests and enjoying the revelry, it's evident from the start that he's not as carefree as he appears. The tension in the air hints at deeper undercurrents, and it doesn't take long before we learn that Alex's life isn't as perfect as his mansion might suggest. The complex nature of his relationships soon becomes apparent as the camera shifts to focus on his romantic life. His new girlfriend, Tatiana, Eleanor Williams, gazes at him with affection, but her words hint at darker undercurrents. In a casual moment, she says, "We're not going to let anything come between us." An innocuous statement that, in hindsight, feels like a portent of tragedy. Alex's ex-girlfriend, Delilah, Andrea Tibidar, is also present, which immediately introduces a tension between the characters that will simmer throughout the film. Just as the party's artificial joviality reaches its peak, an unexpected event shifts the narrative's focus. The atmosphere becomes unsettling as strange power surges and unexplained lights fill the sky, signaling the arrival of something far more sinister. As the guests watch in disbelief, Tatiana disappears in a flash of fire, leaving nothing behind but a lingering sense of dread. In this moment, the film shifts gears, abandoning the world of high society parties in favor of a far more harrowing journey. After the sudden disappearance of Tatiana, the narrative jumps forward in time, revealing Alex in a markedly different state. He's no longer the polished, confident host, but a man consumed by grief and obsession. His appearance has changed drastically, marked by the scruffy fake beard that makes him nearly unrecognizable. Alex has become fixated on the belief that Tatiana was abducted by extraterrestrial forces. His life now revolves around a singular purpose: to uncover the truth behind her disappearance, no matter the cost. He's no longer interested in the superficialities that once defined his existence. Instead, Alex spends his days chasing leads, poring over UFO theories, and discussing alien encounters. He has alienated himself from the world he once knew, but the search for the truth gives him a purpose that he can no longer ignore. Alongside Alex are Patricia, Sydney Nicole Rogers, a character who appears to be more of a secondary figure at first, but who proves instrumental in the unfolding drama, and Delilah, Andrea Tibidar, who, despite her complicated feelings towards Alex, remains part of the group, albeit with a sense of reluctance. There's also George, Ken Lawson, Alex's old friend, who provides a balance to the tense group dynamic with his humor and lightheartedness. This ragtag group, bound by a shared sense of urgency and a desire to uncover the truth, sets out on a journey that will take them to unexpected places. They begin by investigating the possibility of alien involvement in Tatiana's disappearance, convinced that the truth lies somewhere beyond the ordinary. The group's quest leads them to Tom, Eric Roberts, a former government operative who has become consumed by UFO conspiracies. Played by the recognizable Eric Roberts, Tom is a man who believes that the government has been hiding the truth about extraterrestrial life for years. He is a true believer in the existence of aliens and is willing to share his knowledge with Alex and his group. However, Tom's obsession with the subject makes him an unreliable source of information, and his eccentricities only add to the film's sense of confusion and uncertainty. In a tense meeting, Tom explains the existence of secret government organizations, like the Men in Black, which are allegedly dedicated to covering up alien encounters. He talks about the possibility of alien abductions and presents evidence that he believes corroborates his theories. However, instead of providing any solid answers, Tom's ramblings only raise more questions. The group listens to him with varying degrees of skepticism and concern, but they are soon forced to confront the reality of their situation. They are now on a dangerous path, one that will lead them far from everything they know. As the group ventures deeper into their investigation, the tension between them grows. They make their way to Morocco, where they visit Tatiana's parents in an attempt to gain further insight into her disappearance. This sequence is pivotal for the characters, but it ultimately fails to provide any meaningful answers. Instead, it highlights the emotional and psychological toll that the journey is taking on the group. The visit to Tatiana's family only serves to underscore the futility of their search, as the parents are as clueless as they are about what happened to her. In Morocco, the group's journey takes an unexpected detour as they make a stop at a local mall. While it may seem like an inconsequential moment in the story, this trip serves to highlight the disjointed nature of the film. Instead of focusing on the mystery of Tatiana's disappearance and the potential alien threat, the characters waste precious time shopping for clothes. This diversion adds nothing of substance to the plot and serves only to elongate the film unnecessarily. The sense of urgency that should be driving the characters fades as the film drags on, with moments of idle chit-chat and pointless diversions that detract from the main narrative. Eventually, the group arrives at a deep underground military base, a location that promises to hold the answers they seek. Here, they uncover startling revelations that suggest Tatiana's disappearance is part of a larger, more sinister conspiracy involving alien life forms and secret military experiments. The group uncovers documents, classified tapes, and alien artifacts, all of which point to the involvement of extraterrestrial forces in the events they've been investigating. However, instead of delving into these discoveries in a meaningful way, the film skims over them, offering only fleeting glimpses of the revelations without fully exploring their implications. The discovery of these secrets should have been a moment of high drama and tension, but instead it feels rushed and underdeveloped. The final act of the film introduces the aliens themselves, but their appearance is disappointingly lackluster. Despite the buildup and the anticipation surrounding their eventual arrival, the aliens are rendered with outdated CGI that fails to impress. The creatures themselves are unconvincing and appear more comical than terrifying. This lack of polish in the visual effects undermines the potential for an intense, spine-chilling confrontation, leaving the audience with a sense of disappointment. In the end, the final confrontation with the aliens is anticlimactic. The group manages to overcome the alien threat with little difficulty, and the climax of the film lacks the emotional payoff that one might expect from such a high-stakes narrative. The resolution of Tatiana's disappearance is rushed and unsatisfying, offering little closure for the characters or the audience. The film concludes abruptly, with the characters moving on from the events that have transpired. The resolution of the central mystery feels hollow, as if the filmmakers were simply eager to wrap up the story and move on. There is no emotional catharsis, and the questions raised throughout the film remain unanswered. Despite the dramatic buildup, the film's conclusion fails to provide the closure that audiences expect after a lengthy and tumultuous journey. In conclusion, Lumina, 2024, is an ambitious but ultimately flawed film. The premise, which involves alien abductions, government cover-ups, and extraterrestrial life, has the potential to be thrilling, but the execution leaves much to be desired. The film's pacing is slow, with unnecessary scenes and diversions that do little to advance the plot. The performances, while serviceable, fail to elevate the material, and the visual effects are subpar, undermining the tension that should have been built up throughout the film. Ultimately, Lumina is a film that tries to be something greater than it is, but its lack of focus and cohesion prevents it from reaching its potential. While the filmmakers should be commended for their ambition, the final product falls short of delivering the thrilling, suspenseful experience that it promises. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap of Lumina 2024, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Let us know your thoughts on the movie in the comments below. See you next time.